Welcome back to Optimize Health, where we're making easy, healthy, and delicious meals. Today we're bringing you another exciting breakfast cereal recipe. We like to be efficient and tasty, so we're not going to be like doling out individual servings of things. We are going to show you a way to make something that's a cross between a granola and a puff cereal. And I'm going to use my flour, and this is a proprietary blend that has almond and coconut flour. It already has some leavening, about half of a teaspoon of baking powder and a quarter teaspoon of baking soda. I'm just melting this coconut oil here. It's approximately 1 tablespoon, and I'm adding about 1 or 2 drops of vanilla extract. I also want to get my powdered stevia in here, and I'm gonna do about 1.5 teaspoons. I'm sort of mixing that up good before we add in our flour. Gonna add in our flour, which was about 1/3 cup. And so this is going to be sort of like a shortbread. I wanted to make it a little bit higher protein, and so to do that I'm going to add, because this is a small batch, it's going to be about half of a scoop of just a vanilla protein powder. And you have to be a little bit careful with this because it can change the texture of what you're making. For this recipe, I'm going to be using just 1 egg, and we're going to put the white aside for the second part. I'm going to try to separate this yolk here. Just got a little bit in there, which we'll deal with that later. So this yolk in here. And this is going to help give us the binding properties and a little more moisture with our protein powder. So we're forming more of like a ball of dough here. You see how quick this has come together into a nice dough ball. All right. All right, that's a pretty good consistency. A little sticky, which is okay. So what I'm gonna do, I have a pan I've preheated with some coconut oil. Dough is gonna go in there and cook up. So I just have a little bit of oil in the pan so it doesn't stick. Even though this is a ceramic non-stick, it doesn't have to be any particular shape unless you have OCD or you want it, to be a certain way. But we just want it to be kind of thin so we can break off pieces like this and kind of break it up. And it's gonna break up into little puff cereal bits. You can do the kind of rough cutting at this time, or you can do it later, or both. After it's cooked up, you can kind of really, this is so quick. And as you can see, there's no particular rhyme or reason or size. We're just trying to eyeball it and see what needs to be smaller. And it's cooking really quick because I have it on a medium heat. That is gonna do its thing while we deal with, now I know sometimes when you're trying to beat up egg white, it's not the best to have yolk in it. Gonna beat this a little bit. Adding some salt. This is just a little bit of sea salt, just a dash of sea salt. And I'm gonna add just a dash more of stevia. Try to get that to evenly disperse in there. We want this a little bit fluffy before we're going to add it to the pan, as it kind of binds up our cereal. So as you can see, this is cooked up pretty decently on one side. I'm going to flip it before it really browns up, and as we put everything else ingredient wise in here, it's going to get a chance to get a little more brown. You can just break that up into pieces as necessary, a little bit more. It's already starting to do nice little bits. And I'm going to spread it out a little bit, and then we're adding our next ingredients. So we've got a bunch of options. We've got some walnuts. I have almond slices, and I also got some pecan pieces. So I like how these are all kind of smaller bits and already the right size that we want for everything to blend together. You can also use some coconut flakes, whether it's sweetened or unsweetened. I thought some nice flavor profile could include allspice, cinnamon, a little dash of cacao maybe at the end. So for now, we are going to put in as much nuts as you want. So I'm going to start with my walnuts. Almonds and pecans. Okay, you can see that there. Just kind of dump them in. That's maybe a third cup of nuts altogether there. And then what we want to do is give this one more blend. One last whip, and I'll show you just kind of pouring this together and then letting it bake up. Okay. All this in a little bit, and this is going to help to bind our cereal up. So we're going to kind of drizzle it throughout here a little bit. Okay, great. Get that last bit out of there. And I'm going to add a little bit of coconut flakes, just a sprinkle. Add a little natural sweetness. Feel free to add raisins, craisins, maybe some trail mix like this one. Just a little bit more sweetness. We're still going to keep it low carb, but it's nice to have a little fruit. So just a little trail mix goes a long way. I'm going to put it on the stove. Put lid on. We'll let that bake up. We will be back to show you our final results. You should talk to your doctor, healthcare provider, or veterinarian to see if any of these recipes, suggestions, or contents of these videos are right for you. Nothing contained in these videos are intended to be taken as medical advice. Use at your own risk. All right, guys, we're back with our cereal. This is a really simple way. As you saw, I did not whip the egg white into like peaks, so you can see that some areas it will kind of stick together. Egg can taste very good, sweet, and this came out pretty good to our liking. It's got a little bit of the puffy, soft, and as well as the nuts and the a little bit of dried fruit. So a lot of it's pretty nice chunks, almost like a granola, and a cross between a granola and a puff cereal. So that was a quick and easy way of making your own homemade cereal. Saves a lot of time and money, high protein, very low carb, and we hope you'll try it out. If you feel like blending or using a whisk or an electric whisk, then you might get a little bit better result where you don't notice as much as the egg. But for a quick and easy version, there you have it. Please share, like, and subscribe, and let us know in the comments if you have other ideas, other requests. We'd love to give it a try to make your favorite dish a little bit healthier. Thanks.